This video explains what the market may be pricing in and where value concerns are beginning to arise, whether you are asking if Nvidia's current share price still makes sense following its recent surge, or if you are a latecomer. Nvidia has witnessed a 3.7% loss over the last week and a 7.7% decline over the last month, with a 45.2% one-year return and a very significant 5-year return at its most recent finish of US $175.20. Nvidia's pivotal role in AI infrastructure and data center technologies has been the subject of recent headlines, which keeps investors' eyes squarely on the company. Conversely, conversations on supply chains, competitiveness, and long-term demand projections offer helpful context for the recent decline and longer-term improvements. With a valuation score of 4.6, Nvidia's shares are currently flagged as possibly undervalued by multiple tests. Before concluding with a more comprehensive understanding of what fair value actually means for this stock, the next sections will discuss how various valuation techniques interpret that score. Nvidia Discounted Cash Flow, DCF. Analysis is the first method. A DCF model calculates an estimate of a company's potential current value per share by discounting estimates of its future cash flows back to the present using a needed return. Based on cash flow estimates, the model for Nvidia employs a two-stage free cash flow to equity method. The free cash flow for the most recent 12 months is roughly $97.2 billion. Simply Wall Street extends the thorough forecasts that analysts make for the upcoming years to 2035. According to the provided analyst and extrapolated projections, free cash flow is predicted at $410.2 billion in 2031, with intervening years increasing from 2026 to 2030. An estimated intrinsic value of $188.20 per share is obtained by discounting all of those anticipated cash flows back to today. The model suggests that Nvidia trades at about a 6.9% discount to this DCF estimate when compared to the recent share price of $175.20, which is within a respectable margin of error for such models. Method 2. Nvidia earnings versus price. The PE ratio is a useful tool for comparing what you are paying for each share to the earnings that support that price for a profitable firm like Nvidia. A normal PE can differ greatly amongst companies because investors typically accept a higher or lower PE based on how they perceive a company's growth potential and risk. At the moment, Nvidia's PE ratio is 35.45x. That is significantly lower than the peer group average of 84.05x and lower than the overall semiconductor industry average of 40.68x, suggesting that other comparable businesses trade on significantly higher earnings multiples. The fair ratio approach developed by Wall Street seeks to go beyond straightforward peer or sector comparisons. Given variables including its profits growth profile, profit margins, industry, market capitalization, and particular risks, the fair ratio of 57.40x is a proprietary estimate of what Nvidia's PE might be. Compared to raw averages alone, it can offer a more customized reference point because it accounts for various company-level factors. The shares appear to be trading below that model-based reference point when comparing the current PE of 35.45x with the fair ratio of 57.40x. It was mentioned earlier that there is a better way to look about valuation, and this is where narratives come into play. They are an easy method to give a clear explanation of the figures you see for Nvidia. A narrative is your own structured perspective on the company in which you connect hypotheses such as future revenue, earnings, margins, and fair value to a logical account of how you believe Nvidia's AI, data center, and other businesses will change over time. That story is transformed into a complete prognosis and a fair value estimate through narratives. They then compare it to the current share price so you may quickly determine if you think the stock is cheap, pricey, or generally in line with your expectations. You don't need to construct your model every quarter because narratives automatically update when new news, earnings, or analyst data are received. If something significant changes, you just modify your narrative. An investor may enter assumptions that support an extremely optimistic fair value for Nvidia. For instance, they may employ revenue growth and margins that are comparable to those that support fair values of between $330 and $350 per share. Narratives allows you to compare those quite varied perspectives in an organized manner. Another investor would employ more conservative inputs, closer to those that sit behind fair values near US $90 to US $115. However, we'll make it really simple for you with sneak peeks at two of Nvidia's top narratives. First up is a bullish perspective that believes there is potential for growth if analyst-style assumptions are realized. Nvidia bull case. Fair value, US $269.20. Revenue growth assumption, 37.36% annually. Implied discount to fair value relative to last close, 34.9%. Presents Nvidia as having a significant AI and data center opportunity, with a multi-year infrastructure build-out supporting the model's sales and earnings trajectory. Depends on analysts' projections of US $559.7 billion in revenue and US $300.5 billion in earnings by 2029, as well as a future PE of 29.0x, which is lower than the present U.S. semiconductor industry average PE. Identifies concerns that could alter how closely reality reflects those inputs, including as export restrictions, bespoke silicon from big clients, manufacturing concentration, and data center power limitations. A more cautious narrative, on the other hand, assumes significant growth, but comes to a lower fair value than the current share price. Nvidia stock price targets on Wall Street: $325 for Rosenblatt Securities, $300 for Bank of America, $270 for Citi, $265 for JP Morgan, $260 for Morgan Stanley, and $245 for UBS. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily Nvidia stock insights and tutorials delivered. Nvidia bear case. Revenue growth assumption, 17.2% annually. Implied premium to fair value compared to last close, 23.6%. Fair value, US $141.74. Employs more modest revenue and margin assumptions than some optimistic instances, but it is assumed that Nvidia will continue to grow in data center, gaming, automotive, and professional visualization. Applies a 60x future PE anchored to robust but moderate earnings growth and views net profit margins as eventually settling closer to 40% rather than current levels. Highlights supply chain disruptions, consumer pricing sensitivity, regulatory obstacles, and GPU competition as important elements that could restrict upside if they have an impact on growth or profitability. When combined, these two narratives demonstrate how various fair values can be supported by the same company's fundamentals if you alter the growth, margin, and several underlying assumptions of your Nvidia story. Nvidia has been one of the best performing stocks over the past 10 years due to its pivotal position in AI development. During that period, its share price increased by more than 20,000%, making it the largest publicly traded corporation by market capitalization. At this stage, it's normal to worry if there's any meat remaining on the bone. The chipmaker may still have a lot of opportunity to grow, according to remarks CEO Jensen Huang made at GTC 2026, Nvidia's annual AI conference. According to Huang, Nvidia can sell Blackwell and Vera Rubin chips for at least $1 trillion by 2027. He stated last year that the corporation had a $500 billion order backlog through 2026. According to his most recent estimates, Nvidia might get $500 billion in orders by 2027. That would represent yet another significant advancement for Nvidia. In its fiscal year that concluded on January 25, 2026, it brought in $215.9 billion, a 65% increase over the previous year. One worry about Nvidia is when revenue growth will slow down. Although it's always possible for businesses to cut down on their AI expenditure, we haven't seen any indications of that happening. In 2026, the four largest hyperscalers are projected to spend between $600 billion and $700 billion. When you take into account its anticipated profits growth, Nvidia appears to be attractively priced despite its size. As of March 20th, the chipmaker is trading at 21 times anticipated earnings. That is the lowest it has been since April of last year, when the Trump administration's tariff announcements caused markets to plummet. Looking back, that was a fantastic chance to purchase Nvidia stock at a reduced price. Even if the share price has gone up significantly since then, Nvidia still seems like a good deal at this value. Since 2008, SLB and Nvidia have collaborated to develop domain-specific models and AI infrastructure for the energy industry. They are currently growing their coalition, building infrastructure for AI factories, utilizing generative AI models designed for energy applications, and ensuring that SLB's digital platforms can manage enormous volumes of data more effectively are the three primary areas of focus for the firms. The project will integrate SLB's Delphi and Lumi platforms with Nvidia's AI software, including Omniverse and Nematron models. For Nvidia's AI data center systems, SLB is probably going to be a modular design partner. Increasing processing power will be simpler and less expensive as a result. The program's objective is to transform energy data into knowledge that can be applied to enhance production, exploration, and operational effectiveness. The partnership is timely as energy companies increase their expenditures in digital technologies like automation and machine learning to increase productivity and manage massive datasets. SLB shares have increased by about 48% over the last 6 months, indicating that investors have faith in the company's digital and AI strategy. As demand for AI-powered industrial solutions increases, investors will monitor how quickly the cooperation results in commercial deployments and revenue growth. Even for a giant like Nvidia, a $10 trillion valuation seems excessive, but when well-known podcaster Lex Fridman approached CEO Jensen Huang directly, he didn't flinch. This is obviously a very confident CEO's reaction, full of conviction and no qualifiers. Nvidia's stock was trading at $175.20 per share at the time of the video. Therefore, a staggering $10 trillion valuation suggests an additional $5.47 trillion in market value, a staggering 121% increase over the AI bellwether's existing $4.53 trillion market cap. If no additional shares are issued, that amounts to an implied share price of over $387.09. Clearly, such ambitious long-term claims are still supported by the fundamentals. With $68.1 billion in sales, a 73% increase over the same period last year, it recently released spectacular quarterly earnings, led by a staggering $62.3 billion from data centers. Nvidia anticipates making $78 billion in the current quarter, indicating that hyperscaler demand is still growing at a remarkable rate. Another successful GTC conference followed those outcomes. Vera Rubin, Nvidia's eagerly awaited rack-scale system designed for the era of AI factories, was introduced at GTC 2026. Additionally, a physical AI data factory blueprint aimed at robotics, autonomous systems, and real-world AI deployment was displayed alongside it. Furthermore, hyperscalers' demand is still fierce. AWS alone intends to buy up to 1 million GPUs by 2027, in addition to other significant collaborations to support that assertion. Because of this, AI is becoming essential to the world economy, with Nvidia at its core. Nvidia's market capitalization is currently close to $4.26 trillion. For comparison, Reuters reports that on May 30, 2023, it surpassed a $1 trillion market cap intraday, and on June 13, 2023, it closed above that level for the first time. However, at the close of business on October 29, 2025, Nvidia's market capitalization was close to $503 trillion, making it the first firm to achieve $5 trillion in market value, according to Reuters. Huang's answer to Friedman's $10 trillion query has nothing to do with valuation. The head of Nvidia actually contends that AI will drastically alter computers and raise the company's valuation. His main argument is that computers have virtually transitioned from retrieval to generation. AI has made computers far more contextually aware, enabling them to produce decisions, replies, and outputs in real time. That, of course, requires far more processing power than in the past. His second point, which goes even farther, is that he believes a computer is now a factory. AI systems create what he calls tokens in his setup, economic items that can be priced, tiered, and sold. He went on to explain that these tokens are already beginning to divide, much like iPhones, with free tokens, premium tokens, providing a variety of choices in between. He went on to make one of the most audacious claims about token economics, saying, I am absolutely certain that the world's GDP is going to accelerate in growth, and the percentage of that GDP that will be used for computation will be 100 times more than the past because it's no longer a storage unit, it's a product generation unit. In other words, the pie itself is changing, and compute will increase structurally rather than cyclically if AI is integrated into as many different industries as Huang claims. Huang maintained a generally positive attitude regarding operational viability, claiming that Nvidia can easily approach $3 trillion in sales. Analysts estimate that Nvidia's trailing 12-month sales is approximately $215.9 billion. Thus, a $3 trillion sales goal necessitates a 14-fold increase from present levels. Despite its seeming boldness, Huang contended that Nvidia is not constrained by any physical boundaries and that 200 businesses share the cost of its growth, allowing the supply chain to grow with enough energy and coordination. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Invest Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.
NVIDIA name really been consolidating for a long time here, consolidating at very high levels. I think that's been great for the stock just to kind of trend sideways for a period of time. Let the earnings catch up to it. The earnings have been fantastic. Again, I keep on coming back to this. People are talking about, software names getting hit because AI is so good. Well, if AI is so good, we're going to need more of these data centers, more of these chips. We're hearing stories that Taiwan Semi is out of capacity. They can't make any more chips. So for me, it's just a sign that they're selling as many chips as they can. It's not slowing down here. So this is just for me. I want I want to continue to own NVIDIA regardless of what's going on around the world. Maybe even in spite of it, or maybe even a tailwind to it, because the more things are difficult, the more we need to change, the more we're looking to change. We're looking at, the most innovative companies in the world. NVIDIA has been that for some time, and I expect that to continue.
And KG, Nvidia marginally higher today, but Joe mentioned, some sideways action. We've seen some consolidation in this name. So as you look at the technicals, what levels are you focused on here?
Yeah, the consolidation could be healthy. I think Joe does make a point there. Consolidation and then breakout higher is something that you would like to see. Too long of a consolidation is also a problem. And right now we have seen the stock basically trade within a range since about August, middle of July, in August of last year. So it's a little bit long in the tooth, to say the least here. Now that range has been about 170 to the downside. We've been seeing some buyers stepping in, and then around $200 to the upside. We saw a break to the upside briefly, had a double top type of pattern here, and we got back within that range. Now we are trading below the 200-day moving average. That is notable. Last time that we were trading below that average was May of last year, and we are getting closer to that 170 level. Today, buyers are stepping in. Obviously, that's been kind of the reaction once we get towards this range here. But what I actually looked at is the breakout levels. You could take that range, or that implied range, which is about $27 to $30 or so, and you basically add that range to a breakout level to the upside as well as a downside to see where it could go next before hitting a major area of resistance. So to the upside, $227, to the downside $145. RSI is making lower highs, but technically speaking making a higher low. MACD is below the zero line, 12 below the 26 EMA. That's a little bit bearish here. I get concerned about this name actually rolling over and breaking that 170 level. I think if it does that, it accelerates really aggressively. But if Joe's right and it continues to consolidate and tries to break out here, this longer base that we have could be conducive for obviously a lot of profitability for the bulls in this name. I think this one's a bigger risk in the market than probably what's being priced in right now.